I'm Adam Flohr. I'm the producer of the Red Dead Redemption movie here.
I'm David Lambert. I am the director.
This is Walter.
Yes. Self-dog.
My dog.
This here is a reference to Sherman Hemsley, better known as George Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
He had strange interests. He loved LSD and prog rock.
Mm-hmm.
And he was actually making LSD in his house.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the LSD in that area around the time in the 70s was coming from Sherman Hemsley's house. The black and white scenes here were shot at on my cousin's property, and my cousin's actually in the film right there. That's him playing a drunk, which is a stretch for him.
And being a drunk.
He was on set of principal photography here at the Wooden Nickel, but he got kicked off the set for drunkenness. So we filmed him later on at his house, and he was drunk there too. And he ended up eating horse poop. And that's not a lie, unfortunately. It's not an exaggeration. No one told him to. It wasn't filmed.
No.
It was to an audience of no one. He was just eating
He
horse
just went for it, you know?
That's what
Sometimes
he
you
does.
just gotta, grit down and eat some horse dew.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah. Those are actually Oreos crushed up in his mouth, by the way. It's only partially horse poop. So.
And the fine thespian playing Marshall Lee is actually my boss. He gave us money for the film in exchange for a part, and so we gave him a part.
How could you turn down a deal like that?
Yeah. So.
Hey, you guys got money? We got parts.
Yeah, well, we got lots of parts. We can make something up for you.
Yep, we can do it.
This opening scene wasn't in the original script. It was written later because we still needed to give him a part. And we thought it kind of established things better. So it was good to shape it that way.
Sort of a, good thing that happened.
And that whole opening is a nod to the Wild Bunch and Pat Garrett, Billy the Kid. Sam Peckinpah was a big influence on this film, except for the stupid zombie parts. But but the slow motion, the bloody squibs, things like that. Peckinpah was the big influence. The smash zooms. So
there's Devin Reeve and Greg Jackson playing John Marston.
Playing John Marston, yeah. And Devin Reeve we cast for a multitude of reasons, but one of the biggest is that he reminded us of Garrett Dillahunt as Jack McCall in the show Deadwood. So he also kind of looks like one of the ghosts of the Haunted Mansion.
And he sounds like Dwight Yoakam sometimes.
Yeah, he sounds like Dwight Yoakam.
You don't know, I mean, Okay, copyright.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Machinima doesn't have the rights to that song, I don't believe.
No, I don't think so.
So this scene here was everybody here had done such good auditions for the film that we wanted to include everybody. So I went back and rewrote this scene. Unfortunately, none of these people paid us to be in the movie. So
they paid us with their fine
acting and time, because time is money.
Yeah, absolutely. But
to be more accurate, money is money. So if you
don't get it twisted,
we could appreciate it. These are insert shots here. That's actually me and my brother's hands. The shots that we had, the inserts we had were blurry, so we had to go reshoot them later on. And if you look at Running Fox's hands, they're all bloody because we were doing gore effects earlier. I had to stick a sticky, bloody arm in a sleeve in order to fill in. So that's my cameo in the film. That's my Hitchcock cameo.
The guy walking up on the balcony is Kevin Ray Orange, who is actually quite the dancer.
He's a big dancer. He was in one of the Step Up films.
Yes.
Step Up films. So we knew he'd be perfect for this Western.
He actually wanted to resolve the character conflict with a dance-off.
Yeah, that actually was the original climax, and when we realized it didn't work, we went with the zombie ending, which is only slightly less stupid than a dance-off at the end of a Western. So anyway,
this is John Venters. This is his first role of all time ever, and now he's doing the voiceover for Hollywood Hunter.
Yes, a reality TV show.
Yes. And we didn't know what to expect. He hit us up from a Craigslist ad, and we're like, well, let's just audition him. And like, first reading was like, man, amazing. So
we'd realized that he'd hung a lot of bitches in his time.
Yes.
So it was just natural for him.
But he's got a nice Sam Elliott vibe to him, you know.
Yeah, he's just got he's gritty, a little bit of Sam Elliott, and a little bit of a biker sort of feeling, I guess. So.
If Sam Elliott and a biker had a love child. These are all, this is what David was talking about with this Sam Peckinpah reference. Like, we did a lot of shots in this scene, especially where a lot of stuff is going on.
A lot of cuts. We want to do a lot of cuts, but with the slow motion, kind of having the slow motion as part of the fabric of the scene, not focusing on the slow motion too much, you know, because when you're too showy with it, it slows everything down in a way that just isn't very exciting.
Right. And these, I think you probably have already seen 6 shots that were filmed all on separate days.
Oh yeah, separate days, separate times, inserts here and there. If you really look close to the scene, you'll notice the shadows change on the building, but don't do that.
Don't notice that.
Those were purposely put in there because we were doing that
was done in
homage
post
to exploitation films. So so all the quote unquote mistakes were very intentionally planned.
Done in post by our CGI guy Brendan Flight, who, by the way, thank you. You're amazing because he made our film look like shit. But in the best way possible. Like,
there's the first dummy. I always try to include a dummy shot.
Yes.
So that was the first dummy,
But yes, Brendan Flight added all the grainy exploitation look to it, and I love it. And thank you so much, dude. So I just want to finish that statement. Smash zoom,
there
another
you go.
reference.
Smash zoom, explosion.
We were upset because we didn't get enough smash zooms in this.
Yeah, we should have got more. Tony eating apple here is a reference to Once Upon a Time in the West. There's a hanging scene in that. The guy eats an apple. So
this was all done. Okay, so here's Tony and JoJo. 2 great fellas who hung around the whole day and died for us. And I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it.
One thing that with the characters, you can especially see it with the gambler and the running fox here, is I wanted all the bad guys to be distinctive. I didn't want to just have a bunch of just cowboy-looking guys getting shot. So, you know, I wanted to have the one guy who got caught in his long underwear. You know, you've got like this big city gambler guy. You've got the Indian. You've got the Mexican guy. You know, I wanted a mix of people. You know, so that each character kind of he's got his own little backstory. Like, for example, Brandon here, if you look, is wearing a woman's shirt, which kind of gives him, you know, if you notice that kind of detail, you kind of, you know, you get an idea that maybe, did he take it from somebody? Is he a rapist? Not Brandon himself. We all know that he's a rapist. No question, but
he's my brother, by the way.
Yeah, so that's actually legally he's a rapist. Anyway, it's not easy to hang a guy, to pull a guy up. It's easy to drop somebody, but we needed actually a lot of people to pull Brandon.
Yeah.
So.
John Marston's kind of a superhero in this.
Yeah, he's tough. He's a tough guy.
Yeah.
So.
And he's a friggin' badass. I mean, he, you know, lets Bonnie hang forever. He's
kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah.
The truth.
Yeah, I mean,
I kind of don't like him, you know?
Yeah, you know? Instead of shooting a guy, he throws dynamite at him.
Outside of, like, participating in the hanging of a woman, most of these bad guys here, you know, I kind of like them, you know? They're trying to help their friend. The gambler and running fox don't do any violence. They're trying to get away. You know, like, the poor kid just tries to save people from dynamite. Like, they all have their little moments of heroism. And
yeah, and he's just
a dick.
Yeah. But, you know, I justified it because we were sort of, like, laughing about that in post. And I was like, you know what? But when you think about it, you can't let anything stand up to chance. That was a dummy, yes.
You can't let anything what?
Stand up to chance. You know, any of these guys can run away. So
the point is that
shoot 'em
they
later.
tried to hang a bitch.
Yeah.
So they get
You don't
whatever
hang
they
bitches.
deserve. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So.
And Pauline
And
Kirks.
the bitch in question is the great Pauline Kirks.
Who is not actually a bitch. She's
not
a
at
very
all. Not at all.
proper and a very elegant British woman, actually, who likes to call people pervs.
Yes.
She's such a perv.
Mm-hmm.
Which is an esoteric thing you guys don't have to know about.
But, so anyway, yeah, you'll notice to kind of get that exploitation Peck and Paw vibe, we've got this really like bright blood, real juicy squibs, people getting shot over and over again, and we thought we were doing something really fun and unique, and then by ripping off Sam Peck and Paw, of course, it's fun and unique these days. And then Jango and Shane came out and totally
ripped us off.
Totally up the ante when it comes to blood and squibs and people getting shot over and over again. So
yeah. Our blood was not very popular in the first Machinima trailer we put up. Everybody was commenting on it, and then after Jango came out, and we finally had a chance to upload the movie.
Yeah.
No one said anything about the blood.
Yeah, not one comment at all.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
So I guess it kind of worked out. It's just best if you're doing something and you're trying to be original. It's just best to hold off until Tarantino does it, and then everyone will accept it.
Yeah, you know. But we shot first.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then, of course, we're doing a Grindhouse ripoff. So yes. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Fuck you, Quentin.
Yeah.
So look at that. Look at beautiful Tony there.
Yes. I one day want to make Tony famous because he just look at the guy.
Tony doesn't need you to make him famous.
I know.
Yeah.
I just want to
only latch on to Tony's fame.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna ride your coattails, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And
jeez.
eye gouging, gotta love it.
Yeah. What's interesting is the guy in the long underwear here. He had had his boots on still. I don't. Mm-hmm. Even when he was gonna make love to the girl, he was wearing his boots. It's kind of confusing. What's interesting is I want to talk about the ethnic makeup of some of the cast here and the way that we cast them. The guy in the long underwear is actually a Native American, playing a white dude. Apparently, his name's Dewey. Mm-hmm. Okay. The Native American is actually a Mexican. Mm-hmm. The Mexican is an Italian.
Yeah.
So.
Who is he doesn't have any lines, but
yeah, he's barely in it.
But we called him what do we call him on set? Mexican Greg.
We called him Mexican Greg,
Yes.
which he didn't like.
He didn't like that.
Well, our lead was Greg Jackson, and we had to differentiate the two when we were talking to everybody. So, let's talk about the music real quick. What is the song we're hearing now? Who did this song?
This is El Bandito. I can't remember the name all of a sudden.
Okay, this is where we're going to cut the conversation. But the rest of the music was done by Chris Halo.
Chris Halo.
Who did just excellent spaghetti western music.
Yes. And hold on, the credit's going to come up here. I'm sorry. I'm totally blanking out here.
Yeah,
we're going to do another recording anyways.
Well, we could do it. We could re-record over this part. But also, yeah, squibs. If you're wondering about the squibs, it's actually we had fruit punch concentrate called Tiger's Blood, actually, a brand called Tiger's Blood, that we put into condoms, strapped to pizza box cardboard, taped it to the actor's back, cut a little hole in the clothes, and then lit a firecracker and exploded it. That's how we did our squibs.
And yes, there is video of this online.
Yes.
You can see it.
And here is this.
The great cutscene.
Mm-hmm. This is Derek at the end of his rope.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Literally.
And there you go.
Great.